Did you know that the county maintains parks and nature trails in your community? It's one way the county takes care of the environment. Counties are constantly working at maintaining and protecting the environment where you live. County zoning and conservation departments play an important role in your life, even if you don't realize it.
Our priorities are to preserve our natural waterways, our soils, our wetlands, and so we're also out there monitoring the streams and the lakes and the soils and the wetlands to see what the health of them are, to see what we need to do to fix it, to improve it, to protect it. We encompass a lot of things from tree planting to we do rotational grazing plans to encourage better pasture management. We fix stream banks. We do tree planting programs to help install more trees in the landscape. There's a wide array of things that we're working on.
Protecting the environment isn't just for the conservation department. Other county departments use environmentally responsible practices as well.
On a daily basis, we are looking for things that we can do to help the environment or to certainly lessen our impact on the environment, and we're looking to do that every day.
We use our brine maker to create salt brine, which we actually make right from the salt that we spread on the road. But the reason we use it is to reduce our salt usage. By pre-wetting our salt, it plops on the road a little bit more when it comes off the back of the truck rather than getting it off into the ditches. Of course, the other reason that we want to keep the salt on the road and out of the ditches and curbs and gutters is we want to be mindful of the environment and what effect the salt has on our lakes and streams. Salt levels and sodium levels in our lakes and streams is rising. It's toxic to fish and other wildlife. Part of our brine making is that we mix it with beet juice. What that does is it lowers the freezing point of snow and water. It really de-ices the roadways so that your car's not slipping or sliding around during a winter storm. We used about 40,000 gallons of beet juice, but overall we made over 750,000 gallons of brine and beet juice combination last winter alone.
Believe it or not, this is one really important job the county has to make sure that the snow and rainwater go where it's supposed to.
Managing stormwater and ag runoff is important because it washes more things into our lakes and rivers, and so it causes things like blue-green algae to form in our rivers and lakes, and so some of the waters out there are covered in pea soup green algae, and nobody wants to swim in water like that, and so it affects your recreation. It's really not very good for boating, for swimming, for fishing. Also, not managing those things affect fish, affect the critters that live in these aquatic environments.
Counties also maintain more than 600 county parks in Wisconsin. And who doesn't love spending a beautiful day at the park?
It's really important to a community to have that quiet space where everybody can escape to and feel connected to the natural world. We at the county, we do take care of the campgrounds. If you go to a county park, we maintain fishing areas for kids to fish in. We also clean up hiking trails, so it makes it easier for you to hike. If there's trees that fall across the trail or unsafe areas, we try and make that safer. Those are all the things that the county is involved with maintaining.
The county also decides how its land is used. Planning and zoning commissions determine which spaces will become parks, subdivisions, schools, and more.
Any construction that you see taking place in your community, there's a lot of planning that has gone in years before that construction has even taken place. There's a whole process and community involvement that allowed that construction, that building, to take place where it's taking place. If a developer wishes to come in, first thing is we look at a zoning map, make sure that it's compatible with the neighboring uses. We identify with what they want to do. They're starting a restaurant, or they're starting a car dealership, or they're developing an entire subdivision. We identify where they want to be. We look at the possibilities of what they can do on that zoning and whether or not they have to go through a rezoning process.
Even though the county does a lot to plan our communities and take care of the environment, there are ways you can help too.
One of the things that kids can do and adults can do is they can adopt a stream or adopt a lake or adopt a river, where they clean up debris and trash from the rivers that actually affect the rivers. You can plant trees. Trees provide oxygen for the environment. Trees also clean up the environment. Biking to work or biking to school or walking to school. Maybe we don't always have to get a ride to get to these places. Maybe we can provide our own ride by using foot power and pedal power for that. Probably a big one is just to go out and enjoy it, because it's hard to protect something that you don't know. And so being connected to it involves going out there and experiencing the sunrise, or experiencing the sound of the birds, or seeing the deer. And so when you become familiar with something, you're more likely to protect it. You're more likely to connect with it and protect it in the long run. We only have one Earth, and the way I look at it is protecting the environment is protecting your home.
From maintaining local parks to monitoring stormwater runoff, the county does a lot to protect and preserve the environment in many different ways.